Good afternoon. Welcome to Younib at 1. Today being the 21st day of August 2024. We have a great show lined up for you. But before then, let's take a look at the highlights of our top stories this afternoon.
The courts today have upheld the constitution of this country.
Businessman Jimmy Wanjigi released on a substantial bond following high-profile arrest at Nairobi Police Headquarters.
We must go back to the drawing board. We are wasting the life and the future of our children.
Admit all students for learning regardless of their ability to pay the household contribution for tuition. PS.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate.
The bulletin begins now. My name is Alphonce Ouma. On Tuesday afternoon, Safina Party leader Jimmy Wanjigi was released on a 10 million shillings personal bond following his dramatic arrest at the Nairobi Police Headquarters the previous day. Appearing before Milimani Chief Magistrate Susan Chitubi, Wanjigi faced no charges related to the alleged illegal possession of firearms as his legal team requested a 4-week delay for his plea entry. Businessman Jimmy Wanjigi was released on a personal bond of 10 million following his arrest and detention at Kamkunji Police Station on Monday. He appeared in court yesterday where he was ordered to surrender his passport while awaiting a decision on September 12th about whether he will enter a plea. On the same date, Wanjigi and another suspect will discover if the charges against them will be dropped. Earlier, Wanjigi's attorneys requested a delay in the plea hearing. Senior counsel Paul Mwite argued that a previous court directive prohibited Wanjigi's arrest and required his release if he had already been detained.
Even as the accused or the suspect was being arrested, there were valid court orders issued by the High Court of Kenya directing the suspect not to be arrested.
Mwite also claimed that the police acted maliciously and in defiance of the court by revoking Wanjigi's firearm license, which had been reinstated by the High Court in response to the accusations of illegal firearm possession. Lawyer Willis Otieno argued before presiding Magistrate Susan Chitubi that the case against Wanjigi was deeply flawed due to the police violation of court orders by detaining Mr. Wanjigi. Otieno also stated that Wanjigi had voluntarily gone to the DCI officers as requested. Furthermore, Otieno alleged that the second accused, Kibe, endured physical mistreatment by the police, who reportedly caused him pain by squeezing his genitals while in custody. Alphonce Ouma, Younib at 1. Universities have been instructed to accept all students for enrollment regardless of their ability to pay the household contribution for tuition. National Assembly members have urged the Principal Secretary for Higher Education to direct universities to follow this order. This move comes as the ministry works to address issues with the new university banding funding model, which has incorrectly categorized hundreds of students into financial bands that make education inaccessible for them. Our very own Hezron Asewe with more report.
Number 2.
Universities have been asked to admit all students for learning, regardless of whether they have a household contribution for tuition or not.
MCA giving bursaries, an MP giving bursaries, a constituents-based, women rep are giving bursaries. We have governors giving bursaries. We have your minister giving bursaries. We have banks making their own interventions and so on and so forth. All these are public resources. If you pull them together, it will not be beyond anybody's imagination to have free education in this country up to university level.
National Assembly members told the Principal Secretary for Higher Education to instruct universities to implement the directive as the ministry seek to clarify errors that have been identified with the newly university banding funding model that has seen hundreds of students placed in that they deem as wrong financial bands, placing education out of their reach.
And if you tell these students, come back for a review of your rating, they will still use the same tool to review the same student. So at the end of the day, it is a zero-sum game.
The newly introduced model of funding that allocates funds to students based on primarily the student's household income has confused students who have been categorized, complaining of having been placed in the wrong bands.
Household contribution, which we've been talking about, either the 5% in band 1 or the 10% in band 2 or the 20% in band 3, that is what I'm talking about, because that's the fees that come to the university. There is no student who should be chased away because they have not paid household component.
The MPs are now asking the ministry to review the means testing tool to ensure equity and fairness. But before those changes are affected, MPs want students to be allowed to join university and learn without the hindrance brought about by the confusion in the banding.
Students will be allowed to report to the university, and they'll find staff from the university's fund and help to guide them on how to apply for the application.
At the same time, the MPs are asking the ministry to consolidate all the bursaries into a common basket for better disbursement in an equitable and fair manner.
Yes, we understand that there is a lot of maybe fake information that came in. But even the statistics out there, do they justify to tell us that such many people earn over 120,000 shillings in Kenya?
Before they are categorized in certain bands, they have visited their household to determine the level of poverty. Some of us, Honorable Speaker, from our community, we take pride in our cows.
It's high time we acknowledge that this system is quite a mess. We must go back to the drawing board. We are wasting the life and the future of our children.
Number 2.
Dora, please.
Reporting for Younib 1 PM News, my name is Hezron Asewe.
Now, moving on swiftly, Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza has been impeached following a heated late-night Senate vote where senators, mainly from the Kenya Kwanza coalition, upheld all 3 charges against her. Despite her efforts to overcome a third impeachment attempt, Kawira was unable to secure enough support, leading to her removal from office. Take a look.
Nays 1, abstention 14. So the ayes have it. Now, honorable senators, the result of the divisions indicate that the Senate has upheld the following impeachment charges. Charge number 1, gross violation of the Constitution and any other law. Charge number 2, gross misconduct. Charge number 3, abuse of office. Now, honorable senators, pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act, and Standing Order 86 of the Senate Standing Orders, the Senate has resolved to remove from office by impeachment Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru County, and the Governor accordingly ceases to hold office.
On to prison break. At least 8 police officers, including the Westland Sub-County Commander and the Gigiri OCS, have been suspended after 13 prisoners, including Collins Jumaisi, the prime suspect in the recent Kware killings, escaped from Gigiri police station. This incident has revealed vulnerabilities in police cell security and is one of several recent cases of prisoners fleeing custody. Peninah Wachera now reports.
Initial investigation by the police into the escape of 13 detainees from Gigiri police station suggests it was an inside job implicating officers who have been since suspended and taken into custody. The police station was declared as crime scene on Tuesday following the escape, which occurred in the early morning despite police presence. The detainees managed to escape by cutting through the wire mesh outside their cells and then jumping out through a fence at the back of the station onto Limuru Road. Preliminary findings by Acting Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli indicate that the escape may have been assisted by individuals within the police force, as the officers were properly assigned to secure the station.
Indicated that the escape was aided by insiders, considering that officers were deployed accordingly to guard the station.
8 officers, including the Gigiri OCPD, have been suspended from the National Police Service due to their alleged involvement in the escape, with 4 of them currently in custody assisting with the investigation. They appeared in court today, where the prosecution is requesting a 14-day detention for 5 officers who were on duty at the time of the escape. Additionally, the prosecution claims there are other accomplices still at large, and the detained officers have expressed their willingness to help locate them. Reporting for Younib TV at 1, my name is Peninah Wachera.
Now, with that story of prison break, we take a quick break right here on Younib at 1. We are coming back with more stories. Don't go away. See you on the other side of this broadcast.
Ever the best. Hallelujah.
Wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Welcome back to Younib at 1. Now, the death toll from a tragic bus accident in the Miga area near Salga has climbed to 14 following the recovery of 5 additional bodies from the wreckage. According to Jasper Ombati, the regional police commander for Rift Valley, 55 other passengers were injured and are receiving treatment at local hospitals. The early morning accident on Tuesday involved a coast bus traveling from Kakamega to Mombasa, with the exact number of passengers still unknown. Eunice Mutua now reports.
At least 13 people have died and over 36 were seriously injured in a dawn accident at Migaa Black Spot on the Nakuru-Eldoret Highway. The accident occurred at around 5 a.m. on Tuesday, involving a coast bus company vehicle and a private car.
Of those who have lost their lives, from the bus, we have a total of 11. And from the small car, we have a total of 2. According to Maru, the survivors revealed that the bus heading towards Nakuru from Kericho failed brakes and rammed a private car heading in the same direction.
Kufika hapo kwa mteremko ingine hapo, sasa gari kaanza kupita bumps haraka. Watu wakaanza kucomplain, kuna mmoja akatuambia eti msicomplain, driver anasema brakes zimekatika.
Nikaona tu giza tu. Sasa ndio nasikia watu wanalia, nikajipata nje ndio nikaangalia mzigo, hata viatu zilitoka kwa mguu. Zikabaki hapo ndani.
Police officers are in the process of clearing the scene, spanning over 100 meters.
Those injured have been taken to various hospitals. In Molo, we have 10. PGH Nakuru, 17. Coptic has a total of 28.
Tukamwambia driver, hii gari ni mbaya, usitupeleke na hii gari, tafuta gari nyingine utupeleke nayo. Driver yeye akapiga moto, tukakuja tupofika Kericho. Gari kakwama.
Hiyo ilikuwa karibu saa 2 ya usiku. Tukakaa pale mpaka karibu saa 8 ya usiku na wakaleta mechanic ambaye alishughulika na akatengeneza gears. Tulitoka hapo ilikuwa kama saa 9.
Gari ziko mingi barabara, so unaenda pole ukikanyaga brakes, na vile unaenda ukanyaga zile brakes ndio inaenda ikikuwa moto. So ukifika hapa chini unakuta gari haina brakes.
Aspects of speeding should be avoided at all costs. And also, most importantly, ensure that their vehicles are in good condition.
Reporting for Younib TV at 1, my name is Eunice Mutua.
We are makers of history and we are made of history. Listen to this amazing story. President William Ruto has tasked Attorney General Dorcas Oduor to work with other government agencies to offer robust legal representation to the government. Attorney General Dorcas Oduor and Cabinet Secretary for East African Community Affairs and Regional Development Beatrice Askul were sworn in on Tuesday at the State House, Nairobi. She is the first female Attorney General of the country.
I, Dorcas Agik Odong Oduor.
I, Beatrice Askul Moe.
We have huge awards against government, running into, I think, 600-700 billion. That has been occasioned by underrepresentation of government in many cases. I will advise you to carefully read the manifesto upon which this government was elected. We have 3 fundamental issues that we consider important in the service of the people of Kenya. I promise to support you, to assist you, because your success is going to be the success of the government of Kenya.
Now, President William Ruto has emphasized that national government administration officers, formerly known as the provincial administration, play a crucial role in Kenya's governance and development. He highlighted their importance as a cornerstone of national stability and in executing development projects nationwide. However, the president stressed that enduring security, stability, and effective project implementation can only be realized if these officials are committed and perform their duties efficiently.
Also undertaken mobilization and formalization and sincere appreciation for your kind gesture. Your Excellency
met all the 8 work
under them. And
arm of government. Your place is constitutional, it is legal, and it is proper. And you should serve with dignity, knowing very well that you're serving the people of Kenya, and you have my confidence in so doing. I will go out of my way and do whatever it is that is possible for us to take Kenya to the next level. All of us must make a contribution, all of us must participate, and all of us must contribute.
The national government administration system is an extremely impactful and consequential system that, well guided, can assist in connecting the work, vision, and agenda of government. Under your leadership, we are working with these officers and other stakeholders to ensure that the reform process, which you continue to guide us to undertake, is up to date, is constitutional, but aligned to the realities of our country today.
Now, Kenya Aviation Workers Union (KAU) members on Tuesday refused to take part in a public participation exercise carried out at the State Pavilion Airport over the takeover of the airport by Adani. The employees who had completed their 15-hour shift were boarding staff buses to go home, only to be taken into State Pavilion where the public participation was taking place.
Adani must go! Adani must go!
This exercise is fraudulent. Yes, it is fraudulent. It is what? Fraudulent. Na sisi hiyo tunapinga. That is why we want to see off our members waende nyumbani. They have been working for the last almost 15 hours. We want them to go home. Wasisumbuliwe na public participation. That is, it is fake.
We are well-informed people. These people are well-educated, well-learned. They know what they do here. They know whoever is meaning well. Therefore, the government, led by our president, should realize that days are gone where public participation is done using projections.
KA can generate a minimum of 12 billion per year, and they can sustain the projects. They are referring to Ethiopia. Ethiopia gave out a virgin land, not an operating airport, 25 kilometers from the town. That's a new airport which is being built. If you go to Rwanda, they gave out a virgin land. That's where an airport is being built. They never ceded the operating airports to them to be operating. Here in Kenya, we have Konza City. Let the government take Adani, uko Konza City, achenge airport huko, ndio sikie vizuri.
Well, that's all we had lined up for you on today's Younib at 1. Thank you so much for keeping us company right here on Younib TV. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day. I have been your host, Alphonce. Ouma.